Welcome back to the deep dive. If you've been keeping an eye on the creator economy, well, you know it's really professionalizing fast. And right at the front of that is this specific high-growth business model, the Onlyfans agency.
Yeah, it's definitely moved beyond just being a side hustle.
Yeah.
Now it's like a full-on logistics and marketing operation. It takes real capital, real structure.
Right.
So our mission today, using these guides and expert comments you shared, is really to unpack what it actually takes, to launch one in 2025.
We're going to deep beyond just the definition
Yeah.
into the operations, the costs, and that interesting strategic alternative you mentioned.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's start there, the basics. What exactly is an OnlyFans agency now? Because that term feels broader these days.
Fundamentally, it's a management service. The agency basically takes over almost everything a creator does, except actually creating the core content itself.
So scheduling, posting.
Managing promotions, across different platforms, and maybe most importantly, handling that 24/7 fan engagement, the DMs, the monetization side of things.
And what's the deal? The exchange.
It's purely revenue share. The creator gets professional management, more visibility, and ideally a much bigger income because they're not bogged down in admin work.
Makes sense.
And in return, the agency takes a slice of those increased earnings. It's definitely high stakes, but potentially high reward. It's all based on delivering measured growth.
Okay, so if you, listening, are thinking about building one, the research points to a clear path. And interestingly, it starts not with hiring, but with specializing. Step 1, decide on your niche. Why is that so critical?
Well, mostly because the market's just flooded with generalists now.
Mm-hmm.
If you specialize, say, you focus only on fitness models, or maybe high fashion creators, cosplay, even traditional adult content, you get two immediate advantages.
Okay, what are they?
First, it just makes your operation smoother. Your content managers, your chat specialists, they quickly become experts in that specific style, that tone, the aesthetic.
Right, they know the audience.
Exactly. And the second advantage, marketing efficiency. Big time.
How so?
If you know you only work with, let's say, alternative lifestyle models, you know exactly which forums, which subreddits, which little corners of social media to hit for finding creators and for attracting fans.
So you're not just spraying and praying with your marketing budget.
Precisely. You stop wasting time on broad outreach. You craft a really specific brand promise right from the start.
Okay, niche defined. Then you need that professional front, right? Catchy name, simple website to sell your services. But the real hurdle, where it sounds like a lot of agencies stumble, is step 3, recruitment. How do the successful ones actually find talent?
You have to go where the talent actually is. The sources consistently point to the big ones: Instagram, TikTok, X, formerly Twitter, and Reddit.
Standard platforms.
Yeah, but the key isn't just finding them. It's how you approach them, the outreach itself.
What do you mean? Just offering management isn't enough?
Not anymore, no.
Yeah.
You need to come with a quantitative offer. Explain exactly how your agency's expertise translates into real results for them, like concrete stuff. More income, more free time.
Numbers talk.
They do. And the gold standard, what the best guides really push, is having a detailed onboarding deck. Something that clearly lays out the growth plan, the marketing strategy, the revenue split, makes the value proposition crystal clear from minute one.
Okay, fast forward. You've pitched, you've signed a creator. Now the real work begins, the operational reality, because this is where the money's made or lost, right? Running the account means building that 247 operations team. What roles are absolutely vital?
You basically need two core roles,
Right.
and they need pretty different skills. First, you've got your account managers. They handle the content scheduling, cross-promotions, the general logistics.
Okay.
But the real engine of profitability, that's the second group, the chat specialists.
Yeah, the sources really emphasize them. Why so much focus on chat? Is it just like customer service?
Oh, absolutely not. It's direct monetization. Think of chat specialists, often more like sales agents.
Okay.
Their main job isn't just replying to fans. It's building rapport, generating excitement, and driving immediate sales, especially through paid direct messages and, crucially, pay-per-view or PPV content sales.
Wow. So it's not just about typing fast. It's scaled, personalized,
Yeah.
almost psychological strategy.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. To really max out revenue and keep subscribers from leaving, minimize that churn, the fan engagement needs to be global, nonstop.
24/7.
24/7, which is why the top agencies use tiered interaction strategies. General replies might be handled by one tier, but the high-value subscribers, they get specialists trained specifically in upselling.
That sounds complex.
It is. And that need for 247 human labor across different time zones, that's honestly the biggest logistical nightmare. It often leads agencies, especially starting out, to use freelancers so they can track performance closely.
And speaking of tracking performance, if you're running a chat-driven agency like this, what's the #1 metric you should be obsessed with?
It's definitely not just total subscribers. The really critical metric is ARPPU, average revenue per paying user.
ARPPU. Why that one specifically?
Because your chat specialists are driving the PPU parts, the per paying user revenue, the upselling. Think about it. If you have 100 subscribers just paying their $10 subscription, okay, that's $1,000.
Right.
But if your chat team gets each of those 100 subscribers to spend an extra $40 on PPV or paid DMs, now your total revenue is $5,000 and your ARPPU jumps from $10 to $50.
Wow, okay.
That ARPPU metric directly proves the immediate value of investing in that human chat labor.
That really shifts the focus, doesn't it? Away from just audience size towards optimization and, like you said, human psychology.
Okay, let's talk money then. This intensive management model, it sounds expensive to run. How do agencies actually structure their fees to make it work?
Yeah, looking at the successful ones, they are profitable, but they need to take a pretty significant share to cover that specialized labor and, the marketing costs.
So what's typical? Typically, agencies take somewhere between 20% to 50% of the creator's gross monthly income.
50%. Wow, that's half. How do they justify taking half the creator's income? Is that even sustainable long-term for the creator?
Well, the justification is that full service, really hands-on approach. That 50% split usually covers the agency's marketing spend too. So they're paying to bring in the new fans plus the cost of that dedicated 24/7 chat team.
Okay, so it's not pure profit for the agency.
Not at all. And if the agency can clearly show the creator, look, with us, your income is double or triple what you could make alone, then that 50% split becomes much easier to accept. They're essentially trading their time and headache for maximized revenue.
That's not just the subscription cut, right?
Oh, no. They monetize everything. Upselling custom content, those PPV offers we talked about, exclusive fees for live stream events.
Yeah.
Every interaction is a potential revenue point.
Okay. So for someone listening who wants to start, maybe smaller scale, what's the ballpark initial investment? The sources mentioned a surprisingly low entry cost.
Yeah, the baseline estimate to just start is often quoted around $5,000.
That's it.
Well, that covers the bare basics. Maybe $500 to $2,000 for web development, just enough for a simple, professional-looking site and a way to capture creator leads. Then another $1,000 to $2,000 for that initial marketing push, mostly focused on finding those first few creators.
But you sound skeptical.
It's deceptively low, because that $5K figure doesn't really account for the staffing buffer you absolutely need, or, importantly, the hidden costs of compliance.
Ah, compliance. Yeah, you brought that up. This is where it shifts from just a business idea to potentially a high-risk operation, right?
Yeah.
What are the legal foundations that are absolutely non-negotiable here?
This is probably the biggest hurdle, honestly. You must have rigorous KYC, know your customer checks. Verifying the identity and, critically, the age of your performers is fundamental. Platform rules depend on it.
Okay, KYC first. What else?
You need solid performer agreements drafted, robust structures for tax compliance, and you absolutely have to use PCI compliant processing for any financial transactions.
PCI compliant for handling payments securely.
Exactly. We're talking about handling sensitive payment data, personal data at scale. This isn't just basic contract stuff. It demands professional infrastructure. You can't wing this part.
Definitely not. And what about the rules of the game itself? The platform rules, like on Onlyfans, they're always changing. Is AI allowed? Can you use AI for content or chat?
Okay, this needs real clarity because the line is super strict. Onlyfans does allow AI-generated content. If.
Big if.
Big if. If it clearly represents the verified creator like it looks like them, and crucially, it's explicitly labeled as AI.
Yeah.
So a creator could post an AI-enhanced photo of themselves as long as they clearly state, hey, this is AI.
Okay, so disclosure is key. What's the absolute no-go?
The thing that gets you banned instantly is using fully automated, undisclosed chatbots that pretend to be a human engaging with fans.
Ah, the deep fake interaction.
Exactly. That level of deception, especially when it's designed to get people to pay for things, is completely forbidden. The platform wants that human-to-human connection, even if the human on the other side is an agency chat specialist.
Which just brings us back to needing that reliable 247 human team. Okay, let's shift gears completely now. Strategic view. Everything we've talked about so far is agencies operating on platforms like Onlyfans, which means they automatically give up that 20% platform fee on all revenue right off the bat.
Right.
What's the advanced move, the strategic alternative that gets around that huge cut?
The really advanced strategy is moving towards platform ownership. Basically, using white label solutions, systems like Skrill Connect are often mentioned to build and brand your own subscription site.
Interesting. So instead of just managing profiles on someone else's turf,
You're building your own proprietary ecosystem, your own walled garden.
so you essentially clone the functionality, subscriptions, DMs, PPV, all that, but it lives on your domain, under your agency's brand. What are the big benefits? Why go through that massive infrastructure lift?
The benefits are honestly transformative. They really mark the difference between just running a service business and actually building a valuable asset.
Okay, like what?
Well, the first one's most obvious. Revenue control. You keep 100% of the income minus maybe payment processor fees, instead of just handing 20% over to a third-party platform right away.
Wow, 100% retention. That completely changes the economics of every single fan, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Lifetime value skyrockets. The second huge benefit is brand and content ownership.
Meaning?
Your content, your brand identity, it's all fully under your control on your own site. You're suddenly immune to sudden policy changes or getting randomly banned on external platforms. Plus, you can tailor the user experience precisely for your niche.
Okay, that makes sense from a risk perspective, but operationally, does managing your own platform just add a ton of complexity for the agency?
Initially, yeah, there's a technical setup phase, absolutely. But once it's up and running, it can actually streamline management. These white label solutions usually come with a centralized admin panel.
Ah, one dashboard.
Right. You manage all your creators, all your fan data, all the monetization tools, everything from one single place, which is often way simpler than juggling logins and dashboards across multiple different external platforms.
And thinking bigger picture, long term, this move seems like it defines the business's ultimate scale and maybe even its exit potential.
Totally. It builds genuine long-term value as a sellable asset. Every dollar you pump into marketing or new features, it's going towards building your company, your infrastructure, not just driving traffic to someone else's platform.
You shift from being just a service layer?
To potentially being a direct competitor in your specific niche. You own the destination.
And if the strategy is to migrate fans over gradually, these white label sites must have all the same ways to make money, right? Subscriptions, PPV?
They do, yeah. They're built specifically for this economy. They include subscriptions, live streaming features, private calls, and absolutely the PPV and direct message tools you need.
So the play is?
The strategic play is use the massive reach of the big platforms like Onlyfans or Instagram for initial discovery, to find the fans. But then work strategically to shift your most valuable, loyal fans over to your own branded site. That's where you get maximum profitability and, crucially, control over the data.
Okay, so let's try and synthesize this for the entrepreneur listening. We've basically laid out two main paths, haven't we? Path one, start an agency relatively quickly by managing profiles on existing platforms, accepting that maybe 50% split, but getting going faster.
Right, the management model.
Path two,
Right, longer game.
building a fully owned, white-labeled ecosystem.
Right.
More upfront work, maybe more cost, but you get that 100% income retention and asset building.
Exactly, the ownership model.
Yeah.
Both paths demand, serious dedication to professional growth. You need that reliable 24/7 team we talked about,
Huh.
and pretty deep pockets for marketing either way.
It's not cheap.
Definitely not. But the fundamental tension, the real strategic choice, is between immediate cash flow and building long-term equity. Renting spaces faster, get you operating sooner. Building the house takes longer, costs more upfront, but secures everything you create inside it.
That's a tough choice. Depends entirely on the founder's long-term vision, I guess. Okay, let's wrap this up. Let's leave our listener with one final, maybe provocative thought to chew on as they plan their next steps.
Okay. Beyond just the initial budget numbers and those revenue splits we discussed, I think the true long-term value in this business model, especially if you go the platform ownership route, isn't just the cash generated. It's the data ownership you secure.
Yeah. Having that proprietary fan engagement data, being able to analyze it, scale specialized operations based on it, achieving that consistent, genuine 24/7 service that the big standard platforms just can't easily replicate for your specific niche, that ability is the ultimate competitive advantage. It's the moat that separates a small agency from becoming a multi-million-dollar digital enterprise. In this game, ultimately control over the fan relationship, that's everything.